everybody, what is going on? It's me, Captain Vibes. Today we are live action. You already know what it is. Here to bring you my review of Bleach Dodge Year Blood War episode 37 titled Shadows Gone. Now, as you can see, this review won't be that long because there wasn't really anything that they added in or taken out, but they did things differently in terms of fight, flashback. That was in a different order how it was in the manga opposed to the anime, but it was fine. It didn't mess up the momentum or the feel of the whole episode. It was executed perfectly. I didn't have any issues with that. So we're going to talk about a few things. Of course, the visual, the music, you know, the feeling I got from this episode versus how I felt in the manga. Once the anime only reviewers thought about, you know, the Zanpakuto, everything. So anyway, with this whole thing, I will say there's a lot to take away from it in terms of looking at Shunsui differently and the Now differently, because we got some flashbacks on both of the characters, but it seemed like this was focused more heavily on the Now. And because we always knew more about Shunsui than the Now. And me personally, I never cared about the Now. I kind of still don't, but you got to tip your hat to her and give her respect, because she never seemed like one of those whiny, scary, helpless, damsel in distress type of female characters in Bleach. You know, she stood by her captain's side. She stepped in anytime she could, you know, as a lieutenant should, and I commend her for that as a character. But also, if you look at Nemu and the Now, both of them have saved their captains. You know, like right before this battle, it was Nemu saving Mayuri. If you think about it, Sayel, he actually would have won against Mayuri if it wasn't for Nemu. Same thing with Pranatus and versus Mayuri. If it wasn't for Nemu, Mayuri would have been done. But some people, and I get it, they still give all the credit to Mayuri because he basically engineered and made Nemu and set it up to where she get consumed, yada yada. You know how it goes. But when it comes down to Shunsui and the Now, that's a different story. And just imagine if the Now wouldn't have thought about asking him, look, I know all about the whole Zanpakuto, give it to me. I don't care about this curse, give me the Zanpakuto. You know, he was just gonna die, have both of them die. You know, by him, to me, he should have offered that to her. But I guess it does look better the fact that she's like, no, this is my chance to save you, to save both of us. We have to do this, you know, for the whole Go to 13. Because Leger, he would have just really tipped the scales of this war. I mean, already the scales are high for the Quincy's. Yeah, that's right, Leger. So in the dub, apparently his name is Leger. So for years I was pronouncing it wrong. I kind of had a feeling some of their names I was pronouncing it wrong, but whatever. I thought I was close enough, but this case I was completely off. So it's Leger. And while we're on it, yes, let's talk about how strong Leger is. Yes, he's always one of my favorite Star Knights. To me, he feels underrated. Yeah, even before this final holy form, he was still powerful, very effective. And again, I love the fact they did not make this form CGI. When I first seen this form again, immediately I thought about the whole angelic references to the Bible, Revelations, etc. And he also has this angels from Neon Genesis Evangelion, Elden Ring, Dark Souls type of look to him. But it works, and it's so crazy that his form is just the most bizarre out of all the other Star Knights. Their final holy form, I guess it makes sense, or I don't know if it had anything to do with it that he was the first one to drink box blood, but I don't know, man. It was crazy, like how his eyes would come, that noise. I thought that was crazy. I mean, that sound effect is in the manga, but it's just, I'm like, damn, they really put everything in here to match the whole mood. Everything was just good this episode, man. 10 out of 10. Again, pacing, sound, lighting. Now again, the music. Now I always said it. I said it in my last review. Music makes the moments. All right. So I think we heard a new track near the end when she went to deflect Leger's power back at him. You know, the trumpet. And my favorite part of that track, I like the whole track, but it was the part when she was holding up the Zanpakuto and she went to close her eyes and then he fired the horn. That specific moment, that's the part that's, it just gets you. I love that part. Go back and listen to it. It's already, the track is already on YouTube, but if you can't find it, go to the episode. You know what I'm talking about. So for my anime only watchers, do you feel like her having that Zanpakuto is an ass pull? Now, a lot of people felt like that when this was in the manga for the first time. People were saying, oh, how convenient. Oh, so out of nowhere, she just magically has this Zapato ready to use, and it can just deflect the powers of a god. So the Shinken hakkyoken, of course, is a ceremonial sword, a Zapato technically that was passed down from generation to generation. But I always wonder who had it first. Who had it first? And unless I missed something, unless I'm tripping, I guess it doesn't need a command release or whatnot. Bam, she just did it and it just deflected the power. And I like how it's crazy how Leger, he just forgot. He grabbed the side of his face. Oh, that's right. It can deflect the powers of a god. Like, damn. And the amount of space that was left over for the now and Shunsui was just hella crazy. And I like how you actually seen the episode title again. I love how they do that, man. They take a moment and just implement the episode title into that, man. I just think that's real smooth. But again, if you just really think about it, Leger, if he would have killed both of them, it would have been just that right there. That's one of those attacks. It could be just massive friendly fire. He would have took them out, moved on to the next area. He just would have been blowing that trumpet, laying waste to all those areas. Game over. I love my boy Byakuya, but he'd have been done. Renji done. They just would have been done. I do wonder though, how do y'all think Ichigo would have handled that? I think Ichigo, he probably would have been able to take out, Leger in that form. That's just me personally. But yeah, everybody would have been done. Urahara, Shunsui, Nail, Grimmjow, they just would have been done. So I just feel that Leger, he doesn't get enough credit, doesn't get enough props, man, because he was very effective. So the Nao and Hachi, they really saved. They didn't single-handedly save the wars, but they were a major component into why they were able to win these wars. Because Hachi, you see what he did with Baragon, and then now you see what she did to Leger. But aside from the good visuals, the pacing, the lighting, the music, etc., these type of episodes or moments in the series are very important when we get backstories or back information, because it can actually alter the way you look at the character, either in a good way or a bad way. Now, a lot of times in stories, we can't wait for that character development. Some of us like a character so much, we don't want the character development. Some of us feel like a character needs character development, and then some of us feel like this character doesn't need character development, and then they get character development, and then you don't like the new version of that character. So when it comes to now, I think this moment was, she didn't necessarily get character development, in my opinion, because it seemed like she was always like this. It's like I wasn't surprised when she stepped up. When I first read this in the manga, I didn't take it like, okay, oh man, she got heart, she got some balls. It seemed like she was always like that. She was always by Shunsui's side. She had his back, etc. I mean, you see when she stepped to Kenpachi, not stepped to him to fight him, but she pressed the issue. Look, we really need your spiritual pressure to open this gate. We don't have time for you to go looking around for Yachiru. It seemed like she always had that in her, that fight, that drive, which I thought was pretty cool. So to see where she came from, how she is now, yeah, that is an added touch. And I don't think that this moment is something that's just going to change her character moving forward. Especially, we actually got to see her in the one shot, New Breaths from Hell. It seemed like, for the most part, she was still the same. Of course, there was some good tidbit information for the anime only watchers. You see how she just couldn't have her own Zapato. She had an Asuchi, but she just couldn't get a Zapato out of it. She couldn't put her blueprint on it, so she just specialized in Kido. So I like how that was a good tidbit information. I mean, I already knew that, but again, it's nice to see that in the backstory of a character. And Shunsui, of course, we've seen multiple flashbacks with him. We get it. It seemed like he was always the same, but it makes me wonder how this character would have been if his brother and his sister-in-law would have never died. I wonder if he would have been the same, if he would have even joined the Gode 13. Who knows? But overall, at least, I love the episode. Again, good music, good lighting, good pacing. Not a lot that they add into it or taking out. It was just a good episode overall. It wasn't boring. I mean, what more can I say? 10 out of 10. It was epic. They're killing it. They're delivering it. So, the next episode, a lot of you probably already know, but if you don't know, Bleach will be an hour long. The 2 final episodes put into one. That's right, Elite. This will be the last review for, of of course, season 3. But naturally, I will be back for the final season. That's crazy. We've come this far for me to say that. Like, I'll be back for the final season. But it is what it is. All good things must come to an end. Hopefully, we will get the Hell arc. They already hinted at it, a couple episodes back. With Bleach being back-to-back with 2 episodes, yes, I will do the reviews. So, don't worry about that. And I cannot wait to see my boy Hasselhoff take on Basby. I hope we see the whole fight all the way up till the end. I mean, I'm not going to say who's going to win, but for the anime only watchers. But yeah, other than that, again, thank you all for watching. Let me know down below what you think. It's me, Captain Vazquez, signing out.